Hi, my name is Carlos Cedillo, and I am a cultural creative. I'm a musician and artist, and mostly spiritualist. And my art and my music are reflections of spirituality, and my paintings are often prophetic. They're paintings of prophecy. In the year 2016, in the summer, I went to a place called Canyon de Chelly, which is a Navajo reservation near the Four Corners in Arizona. And it was an amazing experience because it was very rare that outsiders get to spend time actually in the canyon. And we were shown lots of the cliff dwellings and a lot of rock art that many of the visitors to the site ever get to see. So we're very blessed in that regard. So that was a good experience in and of itself. But that night that we were there, we also had another experience at Canyon de Chelly. Something's probably even more rare. We met some beings called the Immortals. I'm pretty sure the Navajo peoples already know about this, but they probably are very reluctant to share this information with outsiders for lots of reasons. But nowadays, it's not a matter of, well, maybe you might get ridiculed by some people, but these things are very much becoming matters of fact in our world. And a matter of fact, on January 1st of this year, 2024. This is a Gregorian calendar, by the way, where it's going to be defunct soon. And there was beings showed up at this shopping mall in Miami, Florida. And it was very frightening for lots of people, and pretty much the entire Miami Police Department showed up to deal with this situation. We don't know what happened to those beings, but we saw how they got there from videos that bystanders at the mall filmed. And one of the things they saw was a bubble of light, and it was a portal that opened up, and it just kind of like grew into this bubble of light, and these beings stepped out of this portal. So this painting that I did in 2016 right here turned out not just to be a painting of a past experience, but also a prophetic painting, because something that happened while we were there also happened at that mall in Miami. So this painting at Canyon de Chelly is called Midnight at the Old White House. And there's this cliff dwelling kind of inside of a cave part of this cliff. This is about a 600-foot high cliff. I condensed all of the visions of that night into one rectangular painting here. So there was lots and lots going on. So there was this pink doorway that opened up that night. And I guess the moon was just right. There was a moon. It was after the full moon, a few days after the full moon. And this portal opened up, and we began to see these beings of light. At first they were kind of humanoid, and they walked out and sat down and walked around, and then they started, more and more things started coming out of this portal. There was this pink door here, and we could see through that pink door like that there was another world there behind that door. And so I just had this kind of instinct, and I lifted my hands up, and the whole cliff kind of lit up with these beings, and they were crawling everywhere, and some were kind of insectoid, and others looked like the drawings that you see on the cliffs. And you think, well, maybe that's crude humanistic drawings or crude drawings of animals, but really this is really what these immortals look like. It was actually very, very good depiction of these beings because they're beings of light energy. And so had two Indian guides with us, and one of them told us to look behind us. And so, like I said, this is like a Picasso, right? It's not all one dimensional, or this is many dimensions going on here. And so right here in this part of the painting here, there's this bubble that I saw. Now there was like a ravine, so I couldn't like walk towards it because I would have fallen into this ravine. But it was across this ravine. There was another cliff there and like some trees, and this bubble opened up of light energy, and out of it I saw this being stepping out of this portal, and it stood up, and from my perspective I thought it was probably about 12 foot tall. So that's what these people at the mall in Miami saw. They saw a portal. Now, they don't tell all of the story, but, a lot of people said that there were some young people, teenagers maybe, or young people that had a box that looked like a DVD player or CD player or something, and that they were saying, turn it on, and they plugged it in, and it started sparking, and it created this bubble of light portal energy. We don't know what happened to that. There's not a lot of detail after that. Did those kids get swallowed into the bubble of portal, or did that machine get turned off? Did it stay on? There's no details to that, right? But I can tell you this, on this night, I saw this being here, and it was I kind of felt like it was looking at me, but I didn't feel like it was wanting to talk much. It was just kind of there. But we continued looking around at all of these other forms, and there was these shadows like the Twin Towers. And when I would look directly at them, they were separate. But if I was looking, like my eyesight was like in another part of this, it would look from a corner of my eye like these buildings were trying to kiss or something like that. But why there was a depiction of the Twin Towers, I'm not exactly sure, but there was definitely a message behind that too. But this is in 2016. This is well after 9/11, after that. So anyhow, there were also these ant people. There was a crack in the cliff, and there were these ant people. There were 6 legs, and they were crawling back and forth kind of fast through this crack and along the top of the cliff there. There was these beings in the sky that were like these spherical beings that you could see that were kind of lit up, also like a bubble energy, also like that portal. And the side of the cliff, you could see like different faces in the walls of the cliff there. And there were other parts of the canyon that we walked to, and it was like an apartment complex full of these beings. It was really an amazing experience. And I do not recommend you going to Canyon de Chelly to try to see this for yourself. It is very dangerous just to be in the canyon at night. So, but I don't know how else to tell you this, but this is a painting I did right as soon as we got home from that experience, and I tried to depict all the things that I was seeing. It was called Coyote Pass, where we're staying in the canyon. So I drew some coyotes there at the bottom here. There was a feline things. There was a guy in a green hat there sitting on one of these beings. Was a guy with a green hat. And so this is an oil painting. I would want to sell it, but it's priceless. But of course, you can make an offer. I would think at least 26,000 American. I don't know what that is in pesos. We're in San Miguel de Allende right now, Mexico. We're living here now, and 440,000 pesos, something like that. So it's It's a miracle what happened.